coworker of mine who hadn't come to work for a while because she was really sick. I was telling her about some of the medical issues I've been having, which is why I haven't been that active on this channel. She told me like, oh my gosh, no, there's this amazing doctor I saw and you should try to see her too. But one warning, she's not covered by our insurance plan. However, there's a lot of tests that get done so you meet your deductible really fast. So I look up this doctor and she had like 5-star reviews just across the board, absolutely glowing. I make an appointment. But the day I was trying to get there, it felt like the whole world was against me. The train I got on was literally moving slower than I could walk. And then when I went to go change trains, none of them were coming. It was a whole mess, but I called them and they were super nice and super accommodating and said they'd still be able to see me even though it was going to be a whole 45 minutes late. When I get in, I go back to her office and she's one of those people who she has like the gentlest voice and is like tall and kind and listening. And she immediately looks at my chart and she's like, oh my gosh, I know your primary care doctor. And I'm like, oh really? And she's like, yeah, I also know this doctor and that doctor, all these doctors you go to. And I'm like, wow, she's so well connected. She's so pretty. She's so nice. But then it's got a little weird. When I tell her my like general history, she starts suggesting these other doctors at the same office that have advanced techniques to treat the other things I have, which I'm like, that's great, but also I kind of have that under control. It's just this totally other thing that I have no idea how to treat and I don't know what's going on. She's like, it seems like you might have this one disorder, so we're gonna give you a bunch of blood tests and you're gonna go and get a ton of x-rays and then you're gonna come back in 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, I got it. So I get my blood drawn and afterwards the nurse gives me this QR code and she's like, so you're gonna scan the QR code and then you're going to check yes on one of the 2 options and it will give you a discount on this blood work, which is not anything I've ever done before, but I scan a QR code and let's just say these 2 options, there was no way she could have known if either of them applied to me. Luckily, one of them did, but a little weird. So I get my x-rays, and then I come back. She goes through my blood work. There's a few tests on there that are not approved by the FDA. Those are the ones that show weird numbers. And she's like, I think this might indicate this totally different problem, like not a problem I'm having right now. You told me that you're dealing with this and this and that. And I'm like, actually, no, I'm not. And she's like, well, these numbers are weird, so I want you to take this medication. And it's going to be kind of an extreme medication. It can cause a lot of side effects, but if you just take it for 2 weeks, if it helps you, it'll tell you if this is a disorder you have. Like the symptoms of this disorder are not the symptoms I'm dealing with. Not only that, but the kind of medication this is, I have been told not to take due to some other issues I have. I'm like, what do I do if I have a bad reaction? She's like, oh, just email me and then you can stop taking it. But I just feel weird because I've been like really warned not to take these kind of medications. And then she tells me to get even more scans. And I'm like, this is really adding up to a lot. She tells me, even though we are not in your insurance network, you basically can just charge them up until you hit your out-of-pocket limit, which means you don't have to pay anymore. I don't really want to explain insurance here too much, but there's like an upper limit that you will ever pay if you're on insurance. And it's kind of like, you get like a really extreme disease or you give birth or something that would just have a lot of bills. But I'm not in any kind of like super extreme situation. I'm going to just have to pay up until that really high number. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of how this works. Oh boy. So I go to check out at the front desk and they're like, the doctor really recommends you see another specialist here. I'm like, I can barely afford this. I do not know if I can afford that. And they're like, we will just keep charging your insurance though, so eventually you won't have to pay anything. And I'm like, but I will have to pay up until this extent. And I feel a little weird about it. I actually talked to the coworker later and she just tells me to tell the doctor I'm not going to do any of the things she recommended. But then I'm like, why am I even going to the doctor? And I just feel strange about all this, but I'm also like, I did test positive for some weird things. So do check the reviews again. And in the list of solid 5 stars, there is 1 star where somebody's like, they just try to charge your insurance all this money by doing all these crazy tests. It's kind of like a scam. And they had replied to please take down their review, but the person hadn't. I make an appointment with my regular doctor, kind of to ask her if she even knows this doctor and also if these results are to be of any concern. This is actually not where the crime comes in. The crime comes in, well, I was on this leave of feeling bad and sick. Then there was this song I really, really liked. It was an ending to an anime. And when I looked up any kind of English cover for it, I did not see one. And that's really exciting to me because I love to localize lyrics. I'm not the best at it. I'm also not the best at singing. I'm also not the best at anything. But if nobody else has done it, that means there's probably somebody out there who wants to hear it. So even if I'm not the best, it will exist. So I get to writing the lyrics and I contact a music producer who helped me make my streaming background music. No, I have not streamed yet. That'll happen later, I promise. And I ask him, like, how do I best record this song? He tells me to make sure to have like no noise reduction filters on it, which is kind of an issue. So I live in a very, very echoey place. So really the only place I can record without any noise reduction is my closet. However, my microphone is attached to an arm that is attached to this desk, and I cannot fit my desk into my closet. I'm like, you know what? I will deassemble all of this and I will just put it on this little other stand I have and bring it into my closet. Anyway, yeah, let me draw some pictures. So I have a microphone arm, and attached to the microphone arm is my microphone. I go to screw the microphone arm off. I realize that it won't fit because inside of the microphone is a giant screw that probably came from the microphone arm. So I try to just kind of screw it back onto the microphone arm and like get it really tight. So when I screw it again, the big screw stuck inside will stay on the arm, but that doesn't work. I put grease in it. I even try to glue it, but it will not come out of here. And while I'm digging through things, I noticed something interesting. I actually have this kind of large screw, the one that's stuck inside the microphone, or this microphone arm, but it is silver and the one in here is black. And I'm like, how did this get in here? Because I know I used to be able to put it on my larger microphone arm. Then all these memories just start flooding back to me. I did something a little messed up a few months ago that I felt so guilty about. I entirely erased it from my mind. A few months back, I was testing out a bunch of different microphone arms. I screw my microphone onto one arm, one that has one of these big screw adapters, and the screw doesn't come out, similar to my situation right now. But instead of, I don't even know what I would do. I just freaked out and left the screw in the microphone and returned the microphone arm without the screw. I feel really bad. And I'm like, I can't let this happen again. But I also like literally can't let this happen again because neither of these things are returnable. I would just have to buy a new one. As I continue to research how to get this screw out, I noticed some bookmarks that I put on my browser, but from like a long time ago, not a few months ago, like a whole year ago, which is when I originally got this microphone. The microphone is the Shure SMSMV. I'll put the link somewhere. Then even more memories start flooding back. I tried to buy a whole other mic arm back in the day when I first got the microphone, and the screw from that one also got stuck inside. Then I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? How did I fix it? And in the end, I ended up looking at my Amazon order history, and it turns out that I just returned both of them. So I guess I returned the arm without the screw and the microphone with the screw stuck into it. And then I bought new ones. I am a criminal. I literally, I did this and I erased it from my mind. I'm kind of scared. Have I been doing other things that I don't remember? I don't know. Anyway, I'm mortified. Now I'm afraid the police are going to get me. I feel like it's the end. But you know what? Gotta power through. So I'm like, what can I do to fix this? How can I get this microphone that really doesn't have space in it anymore to attach to my stand? And I realize if I order basically like a screw that's even bigger with the tiny screw out the top of it and put that on the microphone stand, then I can just like stack it. And it is the wrong size because I can't read. So then I order another one. I really, really, really want to finish this cover. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just use my old microphone. My old microphone was the Blue Yeti, which I didn't love, but at least I can get it into my closet. I send all the lines to the producer and he's like, did you use a noise filter on this? Like, no, I literally promise. I've gone to such lengths not to use a noise filter. He's like, no, there's definitely a noise filter on this. You need to go re-record some lines. And I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I literally had all the settings off. And it turns out, since I last used the Blue Yeti, there's a new software update that just puts automatic noise filtering into it, and there's no way to fix it without like running some crazy scripts on your computer. Yay! I just did all that for nothing. Anyway, it doesn't matter that I tried to get this done fast, because I tried to do something way too ambitious for the music video. I thought it would be simple. It actually took me way longer. So who knows if I'll even be the first person to post this anymore. The music video will be out soon. I really hope Amazon doesn't see this video and come and get me, because I don't know why I did that. I panicked and I feel awful. Have you ever done something so bad you entirely erased it from your brain? If so, let me know in the comments below. Bye!